Very happy Independence Day. Very, very, very happy Independence Day to all of you in India as well as abroad. Now, today is not the 15th of August. A couple of days ago, on 15th of August, we celebrated Independence Day. Now, I always wonder, do we celebrate Independence Day on the basis of clock? That means what I am saying is basically this, that whenever the clock strikes 12 midnight at the end of 14th of August, that is 12 am 15th of August, suddenly everybody becomes patriotic. So whenever the clock strikes 12 am on the stroke of midnight at the end of 14th of August, suddenly when the clock turns 12, everybody becomes patriotic, right? And the validity of that patriotism lasts for 24 hours. Yes, we recharge our mobiles, we recharge our cards, we recharge our cable televisions, we recharge our online OTTs. So similarly, much like recharging Netflix, for example, if we recharge Netflix, the validity is 30 days. So does that 12 midnight on the stroke of 15th of August suddenly recharge all of us into becoming patriotic? And does the validity last only for 24 hours? Does the validity last only for 24 hours? So whenever the clock again strikes 12 midnight on 16th of August, God, India is full of poverty. There's so much unemployment. The condition of the roads is so terrible. There is so much violence on women. Patriarchy runs riot in India. Still, we are developing countries. Still, we want to live in USA, UK, New Zealand, Australia. Still, we want to go to first world countries and teach post-colonialism only in first world countries. No one wants to settle in India. So therefore, my humble question is that whenever the clock strikes 12 midnight, right on the stroke of 12 midnight on 16th of August, suddenly all these thoughts come back and we forget again that we were patriotic yesterday. So is it almost like marriage, that there is a particular day, particular time when you get married? Similarly, there is a particular day and particular time when you become patriotic. It's much like Environment Day. Suddenly everybody becomes conscious of the climate. It's like Father's Day, Happy Father's Day. Suddenly everybody remembers that, oh God, I have a father. There is called Mother's Day. Suddenly everybody remembers, oh God, I have a mother. So otherwise, the rest of the days, which is not a Father's Day, which is not a Mother's Day, now everybody thinks that I am orphan and I do not have parents. So on the day of Father's Day or on the day of Mother's Day, everybody remembers that we have a father and mother, right? Similarly, on the 15th of August, suddenly we remember that we have a country to look after. Oh, really? Right. We have a desh to fall in love. Unless Aamir Khan already has reminded you to be patriotic. Because I have a funny feeling that if Aamir Khan were not born, India would not have understood patriotism. No. Now, I'll come back to Aamir Khan and very soon. Now, so on the 15th of August, suddenly everybody reminds everybody that Happy Independence Day, Happy Independence Day, we are patriotic, we are patriotic. So everybody wishes everybody Happy Independence Day. Now, why did we not wish on the 14th of August? Why are we not wishing on the 16th or 17th or 18th or 19th of August? Why do we have to be excessively, publicly patriotic suddenly on the stroke of midnight on 15th of August? And forget on the 16th of August that we were patriotic yesterday. Next question that I am tempted to ask all of you is that does Aamir Khan feed us patriotism? Because I saw plenty of channels telecasting interesting movie of Aamir Khan. There was a father, and I'm not naming the movie. There was a father, and the father has multiple daughters, and all those daughters are being disciplined, conditioned, groomed into becoming, what should I say, gymnasts. And when they become gymnasts, they become masculinized. Father becomes proud. We all come out of the theater with the flag of patriotism fluttering high in our heart. Fine. 2 questions. Only 2. Does the father represent nation? If he does, then is he trying to feed us like biryani, like hot dogs, like noodles, like burgers? Is he trying to feed us with patriotism? Second question. Who are these daughters? Why can't they remain daughters? Why can't they remain women in the first place? Why do they have to be masculinized to make the father proud of them? Can they not make the dad proud of them if they remain daughters? Or do they have to be converted into masculinization in order to make the dad, in order to make the father proud? Now, I have no problem with that movie, but I have only one problem. That is, the movie is clearly telling us that in order to make the dad proud, daughters need to be made to perform masculine gender. And the father, much like the nation, would only be proud if you are disciplined, groomed, and conditioned into becoming ideal daughters. And who are ideal daughters? The ideal daughters are those daughters who always obey, listen to the father, who always obey, listen to the father, never cross the father, never challenge the father. Even if the father wants the daughters to be performing masculine verb of gender identity, the daughters are ready to perform masculinity because that makes the father slash nation slash rastro happy and proud of those daughters. And those daughters are the hapless, helpless civilians like you and me, who are being fed patriotism day in and day out, night in and night out. And when we develop the habit of eating patriotism like bread and butter, like chal and dal, then we think that this is natural. Patriotism is natural. And these kind of Bollywood popular culture, like the one that I am referring to, clearly you know the movie. These kind of Bollywood popular culture, what do they do? This kind of Bollywood pop culture or Bollywood mass culture, they kind of create a postmodern space, a site in which all the hapless civilians like you and me become conditioned, groomed, and disciplined like docile bodies into the ideology into which we are being fed. So, what does the father do? The father, nation, rastro, feeds us, spoon feeds us patriotism, and we become so used to this kind of feeding, this kind of spoon feeding, that we become very unhappy whenever we are not fed. And on 15th of August, we were being not fed, we are being given a bhoj of patriotism. And everybody was very happy, very proud to get fed the cultural product called nationalism and patriotism. But as I have always said, and I will always say, that patriotism is something that we have not chosen, like our parents, like our religion, like our sexed body. So when we are being fed patriotism, then it is being thrust on us like the gender, sex that we are born into. The body that I am born into is not the body that I have chosen, because I have not chosen the sex body that I am born with. Similarly, I have not chosen the country that I am born in. Similarly, I have not chosen the parents that I have been born out of. Similarly, I have not chosen the religion that I have been given to. See, if I am a Hindu, then it is thrust on me. If I am Indian, then it is thrust on me like patriotism. If I am sexed male, even that is thrust on me. Now, the culture, the society would expect me to be patriotic slash to be performing masculinity slash to be Hindu slash to be nationalistic. And if you are not proud of your religious identity, nationalistic identity, sexed identity, gendered identity, religious identity, you would be marked with a red underline as a docile body which is not being disciplined, as Foucault would say, and therefore deserving to be, needing to be punished, as Foucault would say in his book Discipline and Punish. So either you become patriotic and proud patriotic, fine. If you are not, punishment is waiting around the corner. Sometimes the punishment could be corporal, sometimes the punishment could be even more intellectual. For example, in case of sex and gender, people find someone funny when the male sex body does not perform masculinity. So that laughter, that funniness is also a kind of punishment. So there are different layers of punishments, and these punishments are there so that you remain patriotic, you remain sexed, you remain gendered, and you remain religious. And to conclude, I would like to say that religion is patriarchal, sexed body is patriarchal, and nationalism and patriotism is patriarchal. Thank you. Happy Independence Day.